Good evening, friends. It's Tangi from Papercrafting Australia. Thank you for joining me for another Crafternoon Box tutorial. We're going to be doing a nighttime tutorial today, so 8:30 p.m. Australian daylight saving time we are at the moment. So thank you for joining me wherever you're tuning in from around Australia or around the world. We do have a few Canadians that pop in from time to time, so wherever you're coming from, by all means pop in to the chat, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube stream. Send us a little message, say hi, let us know where you're tuning in from. It's definitely great to have you here, and hopefully you'll enjoy the tutorials that we've got today. So we're going to be making some Christmas decorations, so some kind of ornament type things that we can hang on a tree, or you can decorate a table with them, and some little Christmas trees which look really cute, whether you're decorating your your nice big banquet table for Christmas Day, or just to pop on next to the TV or whatever it might be, on your desk at work even. So we're going to make two little projects today, and hopefully they won't chew up all of our time. One might run a little bit long, which is the Christmas tree, but we'll see how we go with that one. So I might change my camera over and we'll have a look at what we've got on the table for today. Hi Tony, hi Joanne, hi Sharon. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. So if you're there, say hello. Nobody bites. No one can bite you remotely anyway. So these are the little decorations that we're going to be making tonight. So just some little snowflake stars, I suppose you might call them. So these are just made out of a sheet of 6x6 inch patterned paper. So if you've got the December Crafternoon box and you've got your great big 12 by 12 inch sheets, you can cut them down, and you can definitely go to town with those. So we're going to make these. We're also going to then jump in and make one of these little guys. So just a little patterned paper Christmas tree, just using lots of little scraps. So whether you are cutting up some fresh sheets or doing some little scrappy bits, this is just a great way to use up any of those little offcuts that you've had from making cards that you might have. So I've got a hot glue gun, oops, and I turned it on, and now I've gone and put stuff all over things. Gosh, what a mess. Making a mess already. Get that off, there we go. I've turned the hot glue gun on, because otherwise it takes forever to heat up, but now it's now it's causing issues for you. So we're going to be making both of those. So I'll just get these out of the way. I've also got some of our little embellishments that came in the December kit. So we've got this little cute little bauble shape, little greetings. So I thought these would be really great to put on the center of our little decorations. So you can use those. You might have other things that you've got at home, but save yourself a few for next week's tutorial, which is our Christmas crackers tutorial, because I think they'll be really fun to decorate on there. But you've certainly got plenty. So unless you go really mental making lots of these decorations over the course of the week, you should have some left next week for our next tutorial. Got a little bit of the ribbon that came in. I thought that might just be something that we can add for embellishments, and of course from our November kit, just some of the little Kaiser Craft wooden elements. So they would be really great. You might have seen on one of these where I've got like this just a little hanging bit. I thought, oh, it'd be really cute to hang a little Christmas present off there or something like that. So it's up to you. See how you go. I've also got some of the sequins that came in our kits. And of course the 12 by 12 inch patterned paper, which I've cut some of these. These are from the November kit, so they're back down to the 6 by 6 inch size. So I've got some of those as well. I do have a bit of a larger sheet, so this is for the Christmas tree. So just we kind of need a 7.5 by 7.5 inch piece of cardstock, and that's going to be to roll up and make the Christmas tree shape. So you'll need a little piece of cardstock if you've got that handy. I'm going to pop that away because we're also not going to use that until the second half. So my glue gun, going great guns, melting all over the place, but using my non-stick work mat, that'll just peel straight off once it's cooled, and it won't make any problems. And it's also not going to ruin my table or any of the matting that I've got underneath. So that's a really handy mat. So let's get started. We'll make these decorations. Now we're going to be in inches, Tony, so I hope you've got your ruler out for that. Now let's pick a piece of paper. I think we might go with this one just for the first example for today. So we've got 6 by 6 inches, and we are going to cut 12 strips that are 6 inches long and ½ inch wide. So basically I can take my 6-inch paper that I've got here. It's actually not, it's a little bit long. Take a little bit off that. And I can just move this over each ½ inch just to cut my 12 pieces. So I'll just keep going across here. Going from 6 to 5.5 to 5. You get the drift. And we will just keep going. How has everybody been since, when did we do our last tutorial? On Sunday. It's been a few days. How's your week panning out so far? We've had some whopping storms here in Melbourne. They've been quite good. You know, a bit of hail. We haven't got it out the west quite so bad. We've just had the rain, but the eastern suburbs have been copping it. Hopefully everyone's all in one piece. No one's in hospital. No one's had to claim car insurance for an accident or anything this week. Nothing too exciting. We have tried to get our backyard sorted this week. We went to order some grass the other day, and we can't get grass until the 16th of December. So it's yeah, it's a little ways off. Who would have thought grass was out of stock? You know, you had an option to purchase, you know, a month in advance. Alrighty, did I just see somebody say they come from Sweden? I love Sweden. Hi, Anne. Thank you for joining us. I visited Sweden back in, oh gosh, 1998, was it? Yeah, had a ball. Learned how to snow ski, cross-country ski. It was the first time I've ever done that because we don't get a lot of snow here in Australia, but it's absolutely beautiful. Be really lovely there this time of year. Really gorgeous. Whoops, now I'm melting all over, not my mat. That'll have to clean up later. I'm making a right mess of it today. Okay, let's have a go at this one. So to start with, so we've got our 12 strips, 6 inches by ½ inch. And once you've made one of these, you can start to play around with, if you wanted to make a 12 by 12 inch one, just scale up the measurements. It would actually be really stunning. And maybe I'll do one of those after I finish this tonight. Take one of your strips and just fold it in half. Place it vertically on your work surface. Grab another piece and just fold that one in half as well. I see Jenny pop in. Hi, Jenny. So we're just needing that fold line. It's just to help us to match these up. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of, just the tiniest bit of glue. I don't need a lot of hot glue. Oop, that's probably a bit too much. And we're just going to pop a horizontal one across here. Ooh, that's hot. I forgot how hot glue gets. All right, so we'll try and get that to just cool down before we do the next one. Now, you can use liquid glue, just your normal liquid white glue, or you can use double-sided tape for this. It's up to you. I thought I'd try hot glue tonight just because the paper that we've produced, so the Christmas Gala paper, actually has a bit of a gloss to it. And some of the glue, when you're gluing it into, particularly these intricate kind of shapes where we're going to be folding things around, just needs a little bit of extra, just a little bit of extra grab. So that's the first part. This bit in the middle is now at least solid. So then you're going to take 2 more strips and you're going to place them down either side of that vertical one. Just give a little bit of a gap in between. And then we're going to glue those ones down into that position, okay? So I'll start with one piece at a time because I don't want too much hot glue ruining our life. So just pop that one down there. Line it up as level as you can, top and bottom, and obviously, you know, straight. A little bit more on the left-hand side. I'm just going to wait just a second for that bit to dry. I'm just going to grab the rest of this that's just congealed on my table and pop that in the bin. there'll be a bit of dribble going on tonight. Not just me talking, it'll be the hot glue gun as well. Okay, so now that we've got those pieces set, so you've got your 3 pieces vertically with the 1 horizontal. Now we are going to go 1 dot above on the 1st and the 3rd vertical above the horizontal line. So I'll show you where that's going to go. So 1 here. You're going to need to do these at the same time because this is for the same piece of paper, and you're going to slot this one in just behind the middle one. So we're doing a bit of a basket weave, not a basket case, which is what I am sometimes. And then we'll just push that down so that the glue sets. Just peeling off some of the boogery bits as I find them. You know, just the little stringy bits that just hang around and don't look great. So once you've got the top one in, you're going to do exactly the same thing underneath the horizontal line, and that's your second one. Okay. Slide him up. So again, basket weave under there. Okay. Now this one is now done. So we're going to just set this aside just for a moment. We're going to make a second one. So we're going exactly the same process again. So fold in half. We're going to do this one up the other way, just for some variety. Fold a second strip in half. A little bit of glue on the join there. That's a lot of glue, but that's what was left on my gun. And just get that to join horizontally. So you're just making a little cross. Check in on my messages while we're waiting for glue to dry. Hi Glenda, hello Debbie, hi Caroline, thank you for joining us. First of our Christmas extravaganzas. Okay, so again we just do 1 dot either side of the vertical. One on one side, one on the other. Now you can mix and match which way these go, it's totally up to you. It'll just create different patterns when you put your final piece together. You can use any paper you like, but this is the Papercrafting Australia Christmas Gala paper that we put out for Christmas 2021. Some little gluey bits going on, just picking those off. Right, now last 2 pieces. Now once we think that's all set, just a dot above that horizontal piece of paper and another one on the other side. Go back in, lift that middle piece of vertical paper, slide this in and do a basket weave. Gosh, if I can pick it up. Okay. Push that down just to get a nice good seal on it there. Same thing underneath the horizontal. About to need to put a new glue stick in, I think. And then pop this one, again, basket weave style, up in under here. And just get that to glue down. Doesn't matter that you got a slightly bigger gap here and there. It's you know, it's all okay. You will always get this to work. And we haven't previously done Thursdays. We're doing Thursdays throughout December because it's very busy for everybody on the weekends. We're normally on a Sunday. So you know, we've mixed it up a little bit throughout 2021. But thank you for joining us. And if you do miss our lives, we do have a YouTube channel, so you can always catch up on there. Just search for Papercrafting Australia. You will find us. Get myself another glue stick ready to go because I know it's going to happen right when I need it. Okay, so now that we've got our little baskets woven like this, we're just going to take these 2 pieces here. So if you think of it as a little quarter, so the top right hand quarter, we're going to take each of those little strips and we're just going to make just a little fold. So you're going to fold this one up and this one down and to the right. So it's not even a fold. You're not going to actually fold or crease anything. You're just going to get those two to fold over and join up with each other. And you've got those great little squared off corners of the patterned paper to be able to work to. So while I'm holding this, I'm going to see how dexterous I can be. Let's pop a little bit of hot glue there and then place this one on. The hot glue is also great because you do have a little bit of wiggle time, a bit like the white liquid glue when you use that. A little bit of time to hold it while it sets, but then like the liquid glue, you also don't have to, unlike the liquid glue, you don't have to hold it forever. It's going to glue a lot faster. Okay, so once that's kind of, started to get a bit cool, just rotate your snowflake and go for the next one. So we're just grabbing all of these corners at the moment. Tony, have I broken your brain yet? I know Tony normally gets to this point of it and goes, oh my God, I'm going to have to watch the replay. Yeah, it does depend on the time difference there, and it's tricky, but I do appreciate you joining in. Okay, so we'll go for the third one. We're just going to go around and do all 4 of these. Don't need a huge amount of the hot glue, just enough to kind of seal things up. If you're not a fan of hot glue, use what you like. You just might need to, pop a peg on it or something like that to hold it while you kind of get a couple more done. Otherwise, these will take you forever to finish. And you'll be cursing me and saying, why did you show me such a beautiful thing that takes so long to glue? I'm sorry, but they are pretty. Okay. Oh, hot. That's a hot glue gun for you. Excellent. So once you've got the 4 corners done, you can move on and do the other one. So exactly the same way. So just the same process here. Hold those corners nice and square. Gives you your nice little pointy snowflakes, which are really cute. I like that for these decorations for Australia, because we don't have snow here at Christmas time. We don't have snow here most of the time. It's nice to have the snowflake shape, but not have it represented as a cold, wet snowflake. It's just the symbolism, I suppose. So it's kind of cute. And it looks really fancy and difficult, but it's actually not that hard. Alrighty. Getting there. Third one. Hold those corners up. And it's great. I mean, you can make this with just plain coloured paper. You can get the kids making them. You can use anything you like. If you've got wrapping paper, just remember that if it's double-sided, you probably want double-sided wrapping paper is a little bit hard to come by sometimes, but you can get it. But if you've got it a white side one way, use this tutorial as a bit of a way to see how you could kind of get it to kind of combine but still look really lovely if one side was just plain white. It's definitely still a good look. It's definitely not impossible to do. Alrighty. So we've got our 2 cute little snowflakey shapes. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to take one of them, and if you've got the little kind of, petals, if you like, sticking up, you're going to flip it over, rotate it, and you're going to get it to slot in between the other ones that you've got there. So you'll always see, your little straight bits sticking out here at the moment. So to be able to get everything to go together, you just need to take these long straight bits and just tuck them in underneath the petal of the, I don't know if petal's the right word for a snowflake, but I mean, look, these could be flowers as well. So let's go with petal for the moment, for want of a better word. All right, tuck those in on this side. It's a little bit fiddly, but I know you guys can do it. So once you've got this side tucked in, flip over and just do the same thing. This will just keep everything kind of held together a little bit for you while you then go back in and get glue done. And everything will kind of move around a little bit. It'll shuffle, it'll wiggle, but you'll be able to adjust it when we start to put it all together. Okay, so we've got all of the little straight bits tucked in, gone to bed. So now we want to start fixing these in. So where the point kind of finishes, there is about 1/2 centimetre of extra paper that you can choose to chop off when you get to finishing everything and gluing it all off, or you can leave it on as something that you can then pop a hole in and hang some string or ribbon from, or hang another, an ornament or something from. It's totally up to you. You can leave them straight, you can cut them off, but just know that they don't match up. You're not trying to match this straight edge with that tip and push it back in. It actually will always be slightly longer because you've taken up some of the length with this overlap. So don't try and match them up, but get it as close as you can. And then you're just going to take your glue, pop a little bit in there. Here's where my glue sticks run out. And then try and get it out as straight as you can. And I like to do flip the 4 on the same side before I then go in and flip it over. So I'm just going to reload my glue gun, make a mess in the process. What would crafting be without making a bit of a mess? Wouldn't be much fun, would it? Let's just get that to seal up. You might need to, oops, it's fallen out. Might need to manipulate your decoration just a little bit to get it all sitting in the right place, but you've got a few seconds while that glue cools and dries in place to just kind of get it in the right spot. This little guy here. Okay, once you've got all 4 of those where they need to be, flip over and go at it for the other 4. Very simple. Okay. Oh, hot. If you don't say that at least 10 times while you're crafting, you're not using your glue gun correctly. I just think these would be great for any kind of celebration. It doesn't have to be Christmas, I don't think. You could make a bunch of these for a birthday party or anything you like. Alrighty. So now that we've got that, as I said, you can see your little sticky outy bits on the end. So we can grab some scissors, and I just like to go in from the side that you can see where the marks are. If you want to just cut it off to suit, you just run your scissors alongside what's already there, and then you'll get it perfect. Good times. Everyone's going to be so impressed by your skills when you make these kind of decorations and pop them on display on Christmas Day. Just flipping over so I can get to these lines on the other side that I can see. Friends and family are super impressed when they go, "Oh my God, where did you get these?" And you say, "Oh, I made them." And they're like, "What?" Just got a bit of thick glue there, so I was just trimming that down. A little bit of overflow. Awesome. So there we have it. I'm going to keep my hot glue gun running for a little bit because we are going to keep decorating this little one. But we could put one of these little guys in the middle. If you wanted to, you could pop it up on some double-sided foam tape. I'm just going to put it on just some hot glue, just a few points there so that it's really going to stick. It's quite a big element to attach on. And then we might have to bang on a couple of sequins as well, just because it's Christmas and it's sparkly and bright. Let's see if we can get some of these gold ones. Oh, you're not the same colour. Neither are you, you're red. All right, where are my tweezers? Not in there. Let's grab these ones. Same, oops. Oh, my moderator forgot to check into the YouTube stream. Might have to fire her. No, I won't. She does it for love. Thanks, Mum. Alrighty. Hot glue's a bit of overkill for some sequins like this, but never mind. It's glue. It's allowed. I've got hot glue all over my tweezers. So clumsy. Had a big pasta dinner, so I'm kind of a bit sleepy. So crafting's not the forte tonight. Lucky I haven't got to measure anything tonight. Imagine what a debacle that would be. Half asleep trying to measure things. Can't do it when I'm wide awake in the middle of the day. Alrighty. Pick out some of those little strands. You might need to do that at some point. But that is a cute little decoration. So you could hang these on your trees. You could hang them on the wall, make a little like a bunting kind of chain with them. Anything you like. And of course, you know, if you wanted to scale it up from, you know, a 6 by 6 inch patterned paper and go for a 12 by 12 inch and make a really big one, I'm keen to try it. So hopefully you have a heap of fun making something like that. That would be really cool. Pop some photos if you do have a go at it. Pop some photos on our Facebook page and let us know how you went. So I'm going to pop that one aside and we're going to start working on our Christmas tree. This one, I don't know if we'll get it done all in one tutorial, but let's have a go. So I am going to measure. So this tree was about, I just used a scrap piece of cardstock at the time, and it was about 7.5 inches. But I'm just going to make it out of this piece because this isn't a full piece either. It's a 12 by 12 inch sheet that's been cut down. So whatever you've got, it's about 7.5 inches wide. So you just want to, oops, gosh, curl that up into a, I'm going to make a little bit of a point here. Make a bit of a cone. Doesn't matter if the top's not 100%, you know, where it needs to be. You do need a little bit of an overhang before you start rolling. I think that'll get up there. If you prefer to cut a circular shape and then, you know, chop a little slice out of it and then turn it into a cone, go right ahead. Whatever works for you. All right, this is definitely going to need, oops, more glue. I've got glue all over my gun. This is the messiest I've ever been with a hot glue gun. Some may beg to differ, but I think this is the messiest I've been with a hot glue gun. I'm just running a line of glue just down there, down that row. I'm going to roll this over and just hold it in place just while that sets. It's 11 a.m. there. Oh, that's nice. I need more hands, Tony. Come on, are you offering? You volunteering? And look, I've done a bodgy job of it. Just put some more glue down here and we will fix this up. Okay. Oh, I've got extra paper in there as well. Gosh, it's all happening. There we go. Now we'll have it. All right. Get that to stick. Doesn't matter if this top bit's a little bit daggy. That will all get fixed as we cover things up. A little bit of a, doesn't have to be perfect, and this is what I'm going to show you, is that this base is not really, doesn't need to be anything pretty. We're going to totally cover it up. So then I'm going to just give this a little bit of a squash. and try and make this base fairly straight. There you go. Once you stand it up, you'll notice that it's a little bit wonky. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off. Oh yeah, of course. A bit off that side. Make a cone however you will. Ta-da! All right, so she's standing up now. That's the main thing. Standing up, it's got a fairly good shape to it. Let's cut this. It's got a little bit of a point on this side as well, so I might just round that off just a little bit and it'll be a bit nicer. So the underneath doesn't have to look great. But then what you're going to do, and it's up to you how you decorate and how you plan out your patterned papers. For me, I found that doing a row of, patterned papers of each different colour or pattern as you went up was fine. But you could go as crazy as you like with, colour schemes or patterns, or just make it completely irregular. That's totally up to you. But the pieces that we need for these they are 3 inches by half an inch. So with a 6 by 6 inch piece of patterned paper, so chop that in half to 3. And I'm just going to cut up a bunch of half-inch strips. Should have done this before because it's pretty boring watching someone just trim paper. But I'll just get a layer or 2 done and then we'll get started, and then you guys can chit-chat and we'll see if we can finish it off tonight. I won't hold you to staying the whole time to watch me do this. This gets really fiddly when it gets down to 1 1/2 inch. It's tiny. There we go. All right, let's go with that. That won't be enough to do my first layer, so I will have to come back and do some more. But essentially all you're going to do is just fold your or curl it around itself. So make a little bit of a teardrop and then just pop a little bit of hot glue in there. Get that to seal at the top. So you're making a little teardrop. You can make a bunch of those. Ready to go. You're going to need quite a few for the bottom layer. Not so many when you get up top to the skinny bit at the top of your tree. Oh, that's a lot of glue. Whoops, that's going to be hot. Yep, she's hot. So making all your teardrops up. Give it a little squeeze. It all goes together. Dry glue on the mat. So you don't need to pinch the bottom. It kind of still needs to stay a bit bell-shaped, a bit rounded. But it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if it flattened out. It'll still have an effect. Let me tell you, and I mean this is a spoiler alert for Mum because she's coming to Christmas Day at my house. But there's going to be a few of these trees on the Christmas table. I've got to get cracking on making them, but they will be there. We've got about 15 people for Christmas Day. So got lots of decorations, lots of crafty bits. I'll post you some photos on Facebook once it's all done and set up for the big day. We'll set up on Christmas Eve. Before we go to bed, we'll set up the tables and get the decorations all done. Have all the place settings out, and then on Christmas Day it should just be a matter of cooking and eating and enjoying our time, which would be really great. Awesome. All right, so I've got a few to start the process off. Who's not feeling well? Okay. Now, just going to pop a little bit of glue on the back of the top of the teardrop, and then starting with, you can line it up on the against the desk or the ground for this one, but you're just going to adhere that to the side of your tree, and it's a pretty simple concept. if you can talk properly, to just keep working your way around and sticking one next to the other. You can leave a tiny little gap if you like. You might have a coloured piece of cardstock that you've used to make your cone. So you might want to have that kind of show through a little bit. Mine's just a basic piece of white cardstock, so I'm not really keen for that to be on display as such. But away we go. So this is going to be a bit of a boring tutorial if I just keep doing this, but because it's going to take a while. So you kind of get the drift, and then of course when you go up to your next level, you can put it as low down or as high up on that bottom layer as you like. It's totally up to you. I did mine fairly high because I really wanted to save some time in not having to cover so many layers, but also I wanted to make full use of the pattern paper and see what is see what the pattern paper looks like. So I wouldn't necessarily leave it put it too low, but you get a more fleshed out tree if you have multiple, like if you have it quite low, so it gets quite big and bulky. As you work your way up towards the top, you'll get to the top and you might have to sort of curve the top of the teardrops around a little bit. You might have to fold some edges in and start to overlap them so that you'll end up with 3 or 4 on your very top layer, and they'll just so that they fill out all of the what did I have on this 4? Just to fill out all of the gaps. And you'll notice that then I took a piece of pattern paper and just wrapped it around that cone where all of these pattern papers joined and just made it a bit neat. And then I just hot glued just a nice big bow on the top. I'm off camera. So that was the that's the concept that we're going for. So just going piece by piece, layer by layer. Do this while you're watching your favorite other craft YouTube streams or a Christmas movie even. Often I know people have got multiple computer screens, or that you've got a tablet that you take into your craft room. So great idea. Pop some Christmas music on if it hasn't driven you crazy in the first 2 days of December already, and have some fun. Play with your pattern paper in different colours. It's also a great way to use up if you've got any patterned paper that, particularly little small strips that you've kept in a basket all year. It doesn't have to be Christmas paper. If you put in a row or a couple of pieces of Christmas paper every now and again, that's kind of enough to give people, the hint that, hey, it's a Christmas tree. It's not just pieces of paper stuck to a cone. So how about it? So I think this is the last piece that I've got. So I'm just going to end the tutorial here for today, because I know that you guys, you get the idea. You know that this times a couple of extra layers turns into this. And it's not a hard concept, but I think it's a really fun decoration, and I think you'll really love to make those and see them in your homes for the Christmas holidays. Just gonna jump back on to my front camera just to say goodbye to you all, and thank you for joining me. So if you've only just caught us at the end of the stream, you can pop back on our Papercrafting Australia Facebook page or the YouTube channel, and you can rewatch this and any of the other tutorials that we've done throughout 2021 for the Crafternoon Box. But otherwise, thank you for joining me. We'll be back again at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time on Thursday next week. And we're going to be making Christmas crackers or bonbons, depending on what you call them from wherever you are. And if you did get the Crafternoon Box, you've got the little snaps inside. So we'll be popping those in and making some great little Christmas crackers to go on your Christmas table. So thank you once again for joining me. I hope you have a safe and happy week ahead, and I hope to see you all again next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.